To mulch or not to mulch? That is the question, my friend. Guys, Josh with Carl's Mower and Saw, and let's talk a little bit about what we do with the grass, right? So when you buy a lawnmower, 99% of the time, if it's a riding product, it comes straight up out of the factory, ready to just shoot the grass out the side of the mower deck. Side discharge per se. What that's doing is it's taking, say, 52 inches of mower deck, 52 inches of cut grass, and spreading it out really over about double that width. So say roughly 100 inches, 8 feet, 8.5 feet out the side. Then you have bagging. Well, we all know what bagging is, right? I would hope we know what bagging is. That's collecting or picking up the grass that's being thrown out the side, putting it in hoppers in the back that you dump on your compost pile. Great option. And then we have mulching. What is mulching? What's the difference? Why not side discharge? Why not just bag, right? Gonna get a little bit deep into the weeds of the science behind mulching real quick. And we live in the Pacific Northwest, okay? Most of you guys know that. If you're outside of this, some of this stuff is like, well, what's he talking about? It doesn't matter. But mulching, what it's doing is it's cutting the clippings up very fine and leaving them all directly under the swath or the pass of that mower deck. So I'm blocking off the right-hand side, the discharge side, dropping all those clippings back down onto the ground underneath that mower deck in a finer clipping. Here's what happens. That stuff is supposed to decompose, break down, and fertilize your lawn. So there's lots of advantages to mulching. It's quick. I don't have clippings to dump. It fertilizes your lawn. It keeps moisture in your lawn, right? Advantages of mulching. The disadvantage that we see in our area is those clippings don't decompose at a fast enough rate until that ground temperature reaches a specific level. So once that ground temperature is kind of a steady 58, 59 degrees or above, those clippings decompose at the proper rate of speed. When does that happen? When does that ground temperature really start maintaining that? In our area, we're not having that until late May, June. There's some years it's a little earlier, some years it's a little later. But what happens March, April, May, let's say, we're putting these clippings on and they are breaking down, they are decomposing, but at a slower rate of speed. So we can end up starting to build up this layer of mulch on the grass, kind of actually choking out that grass that's trying to grow, maybe leading to the need to dethatch more, maybe having to aerate more, okay? We also deal with a lot of wet, sticky grass around here. You know, my friends on the East Coast or in the Southeast, Southwest, they're cutting grass that long, they're keeping it about that long. There's a lot of area to hide those mulch clippings, and it's generally dry. It works awesome in other parts of the country, but as we get into the Pacific Northwest, we're cutting 2 inches or under, so we have less room to hide those clippings, and they're not breaking down, and we're dealing with wet, sticky, nasty grass. So we have a lot of customers that mulch, and it works well. It's not a weekly way to mow your lawn, okay? So if you're a once a week or once every 10 days, if you kind of slack off a little bit, and don't have the schedule to keep up on mowing your lawn as you should, mulching may not be the answer because we're fighting it. If you do follow a 5-day schedule, you can have pretty good results out of mulching. So don't throw it out the window. Now, when it comes to mulching, what happens on a riding mower, depending on the brand, the make, the model, is first we switch blades. We go from a blade that is a winged blade, something with a high lift, something designed to push the clippings out to expel the clippings a further distance to spread it out so you don't see them, to kind of a wavy blade, right? You'll see this does have a wing, but that wing is in a different orientation, really designed to push the grass in to the middle. And then we have this other higher hump in the cutting edge, higher hump, I'll put it on your guys' side, and a downdraft that's pushing the clippings back down. Okay, see this blade? Really a straight edge, a lot of lift, designed to chuck the grass out the side. A wavy edge wing is designed to throw the grass clippings or push the grass clippings in so it can be recut, recirculated, and dropped back down into the turf in a very fine. Great option, works well in the right parts of the country, on the right lawn, the right time of year. There's another blade that's popular as a discharge style or a mulch style in certain parts of the country called the term would be a gator blade or a notched blade or a toothed blade. See these multiple serrated teeth. Our experience in our part of the country, not a great option if you're trying to strictly mulch, but works good as a conditioning blade, right? It's something that throws it out the side. You're gonna end up with less clumping and little finer clippings. So here's what we got going on. We got on the front is this baffle, this flow control baffle designed to direct the grass out designed to lift the grass up prior to cutting and then direct the grass out the side of the cutter deck. When we put a mulch kit on, what happens is this ring ends up coming out around and shutting off this blade into its own small mower deck. Okay, so we end up with 1 mower deck, 2 mower decks, 3 mower decks, instead of traditionally this blade's throwing it to the middle and this blade's throwing it over there, and you just get more and more grass as you work your way across. So by putting them in their own baffle, we end up with a much cleaner mulch performance. So the question, to mulch or not to mulch, right? It can be the right thing. It can also be the worst thing, okay? So keep up on your lawn, don't slack off. Keep your blade sharp. You're gonna find that you're gonna mow your lawn a little bit higher. You're also gonna fertilize a little bit less. Fertilizing's good. I am all about fertilizing my lawn. I love that. It's gonna lead to a lush green turf. But think about it, we're putting nutrients down and we're adding more nutrients with fertilizer, and we can end up with a crazy nitrogen flush that makes grass stickier and nastier and harder to manage and grow. So there you go. You know a little bit more about mulching, discharging, bagging. Come into Carl's. We can walk through it with you. We can ask you some questions and help align you with the right style mower for your lawn.